Are you in a slump? Then I'm here to tell you how to be productive and stop procrastinating. Hey guys, it's Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. That was one of the most awkward intros to film ever. I think I filmed it about 10 times and I was just like, okay, we're just gonna leave it because I'm not doing that again. So I really hope you didn't cringe too much. Anyway, today's video is gonna be all about trying to be productive towards the end of the school year and stop procrastinating, because I know we all get into the slump at the end of the school year and you're like, I really cannot be bothered. But you just got to keep going. You're almost there. It's almost summer. So yeah, I hope you enjoy today's video, and if you do, then don't forget to subscribe and like, and yeah. So I'm just going to get straight into the video. My first tip for being more productive and to stop procrastinating is to get up at a reasonable time. And I personally am really bad for this at the moment because I don't have school. I've finished school. I'm in the limbo between school and university, so I don't really have much to do. But getting up earlier gives you more time in the day to start your tasks and finish your tasks actually. And also I feel more productive in the morning than I do at like lunchtime and tea time. So I don't know, that's just me. My second tip is to always write down the deadlines. No matter how much you think you're going to remember it, you're always going to forget at least one of them. Everyone is being caught out with forgetting a homework deadline because they didn't write it down and they were like, oh, I'll just remember that. So always write down a deadline that your teacher or your professor or your lecturer gives you. Just write it. You can even just write it down on your phone, set it as a reminder. You don't have to have a big fancy planner, but just always write your deadlines down, because then you know you've got something to work towards. So on the day that you're trying to be productive, you need to write down everything that you want to do in that day. It doesn't have to be in any specific order at this point in time, but just write down everything you want to do today. Like say, oh, I want to finish my project, or I want to write these flashcards, or something like that. Just write everything down so that it's there, it's physical, it's not just in your brain and you're like doing something, you're like, oh crap, I need to do this as well. So just write it all down, and that should help you be able to visualize what you actually have to do during the day. With this to-do list, it's actually quite useful to help you figure out what you need to urgently do today or what you can leave to tomorrow, because a lot of people procrastinate because they don't actually know where to start, so they're just like, I won't start. But if you set aside time to write down this to-do list of what you want to do today, then you can go through it and figure out what you need to do today. Say you've got homework due tomorrow, then obviously that needs to be due today, needs to be done today. But if you've got a project that's due in a few weeks, yes, it's urgent, but it's not due tomorrow, so you can maybe work on it at the weekend, or tomorrow. You could work on it tomorrow after you've handed in that piece of homework that was due that day. Things like project, you want to split down into smaller manageable tasks. So say for like a big project, you want to pick the topic that you're doing it on, and then you want to write a paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, or like introduction, middle, conclusion. Then that's your first draft. So you want to split it down into the smaller tasks like those. So the picking the topic, doing the first paragraph or the introduction, doing a middle paragraph, doing a few middle paragraphs, finishing your conclusion. And it will make it seem less daunting because you don't have this, I have got this whole big project to write. You've split it down into smaller manageable tasks. So you can, and it also helps so you can see how far you've come, and it actually makes you feel productive. So if you write them all down and you tick them off when you've done them, it makes you feel more productive because you're like, oh, I've done all this and I really only have to do my conclusion and then get it marked, and then I'll write my second draft. But that's another thing. But once you've written your first draft, it always feels much better because you don't have to do the whole thing. You just have to go through and edit it. Set a goal and set yourself a time limit to do that goal in. So say you want to finish your flashcards, give yourself half an hour, 45 minutes to finish these flashcards, and then you can take maybe a 5-10 minute break. Time limits always work for me because I can work for long periods of time, but towards the end my productivity just like goes down and I end up just sitting staring at the piece of paper. So giving yourself time limits to do things in and setting goals for what you want to do in these time limits is also really, really helpful. For time limits, I'm pretty sure there's this thing called the Pomodoro technique where you study for 25 minutes and then take a break for 5. And I'm pretty sure you can get apps that like do that for you. Though that sort of time limit doesn't really work for me. I can't get into the flow of things in 25 minutes. I need more like an hour and then a 10-minute break. So I'm pretty sure you can get apps where you can like adjust the breaks and the working time to suit you. I can't say I do this, but a tidy study space should help you. It doesn't really affect me, but if it affects you, then definitely do that, because if you have a dirty desk, like everything's all over the place, you're not going to be able to concentrate because everything's all over the place. You're going to be like, where's my pen, where's my pencil? And then you're not going to really be able to spread your stuff out and like get a big overview of everything that you're doing, because you're going to have to squish up in one corner of your desk because your desk is messy. So a tidy study space, it doesn't actually have to be your desk, it could be the kitchen table, it could be in the library, it could be a library desk. Just make sure the space is tidy if that affects you. It doesn't personally affect me, but other people find that it helps them. I also set my deadlines a few days before the thing's actually due. So say if I had an essay due, I would set the deadline like 2 days, write down the deadline as like 2 days before the date's actually due, because I would feel more pressure to get things done. And I know that's not always good, like pressure's not always good, but I find that it works for me. In those 2 days that I had left, I was able to go over and make final checks, and I wasn't rushing to actually just get the first draft finished. I could do a few drafts. I could even like write my first and second draft in that time, and then have the 2 days to maybe even write a third draft to perfect it before I hand it in. So yeah, I always set my deadlines a few days before they were actually due, but I don't know if that's going to work for everyone, because some people might really stress them out and be like, oh my god, I've got so much due. But personally, that really helped me. So that was today's video. I hope you got something useful out of it. I've been meaning to film one of these for ages, but I just never got around to it. And also there's a hair in my eye and it's really annoying me. Also, I really apologise for my appearance. I had to put makeup on for my Essex ball on Friday, and it's just made my skin like disgusting.